Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with the end of the regular season for Rudy's junior campaign. And we are here. We are actually 10-0 at this point. We, played that Ball State game as well. That was one of the last games that we played, but we actually did a pretty good job of containing that Ball State offense. Nothing really happening in there, though, so that's why I didn't show any highlights from this game, but should be a fun episode. We'll have the last couple of games from our regular season in this episode. Hope you guys enjoy. As right away we get burnt like Eli Apple in the Super Bowl, and this might be a touchdown going the other way, and it might be unless this flag is a clipping penalty. And it is. It actually is a clipping penalty on the offense. So, oh boy, did we end up getting bailed out there. Central Michigan only managed to get a field goal off of that, but we eventually get our first tackle of the game as we light up Josh Evans like a Christmas tree. But we will come out of this first quarter with pretty good lead. We're up 13-3 after a couple quarters of action as we're trying to get Balzer down once again. So that's going to be Rudy's second tackle of the game, as we got a second and long now coming up. Looking over the middle, finds Kareem, and we do tackle Mateo Kareem, but for a good gain though. They get 12 yards off of that, as we really do struggle with those drag routes. We're just not very athletic, you guys, and there's some really athletic receivers, but look at this. Rudy's gonna get his first interception of his college career, and ain't nobody going to be catching him, baby. Touchdown Huskies. And our first career interception is gonna go for a pick-6. Yes, sir. We read him like a novel, and we turn that into 7 points the other way. You absolutely love to see it, man. So we'll take a 20-3 lead as we progress later into the second quarter. We got trying to guard this receiver. This might be another interception. Let's go. Call it a Drake song, because we're going back to back, baby. Yes, sir, man. Having the game of our lives here. 2 interceptions in one game in the same quarter, nonetheless. That's awesome. So let's see if we can keep up that high level of play for the remainder of this ball game. We already have a pretty good lead. We're up 27-3 already, as we might get our first career sack too. We get Chase Bauer to the ground. Let's go, baby. Coming in on a blitz, and that's just a case of, hey, there was more guys going after the quarterback than they had offensive linemen protecting him. So we were able to be that free man, and our defense just having a field day against this Central Michigan squad. As many turnovers as Central Michigan has points in this entire game. So here we are with less than 4 minutes left to play in the first half, trying to finish the half strong, as we'll help bring Josh Evans to the ground. They get us a tackle on that one. Wasn't sure if we're going to be counted for that or not, but 5 tackles in the first half. We're putting together a pretty good performance. Although I thought we were going to get our third interception, or at least a deflection. Didn't get that interception animation that time. You hate to see it. So here we are, 1st and 10, as they trying to run the halfback screen. We are all over that. You're not doing any of that stuff on us. Not today, man. What do you think this is? As we get our second TFL of the game. And really just playing some ordinary football right now. As now, 2nd and 14, we tried to undercut that pass, but quarterback just does a great job throwing that ball on a rope to Rich Estes, who gets a 25-yard reception off of that, as they'll get it up to Jackson over the middle, and the Chippewas will eventually find the end zone. They will find the end zone for a touchdown. But we still hold a pretty significant lead, though. 34-10 is still your score. And there's still a lot of work for this Chippewas team to do just to get back into this game. Not to win the game, but I'm talking about just to get back into the game in the first place, right? So, fourth quarter is here. We're up by 24 points. We are having some issues of covering these receivers. Not our best coverage day, I guess. Like, outside of the 2 interceptions, I couldn't get to Brandon Jackson in time either, so that's going to be a touchdown for the Chippewas. And they do get a 2-point conversion on that as well, even though I wasn't on the field for said 2-point conversion. But still a big lead for the Huskies as we're up 41-18. We'll see if we can get our second sack as we almost got our second sack. Jake Bauer was able to evade our tackle, but still ends up getting brought down in the first place. But guys, we get named player of the game. It is our first player of the game honor that we will end up receiving in our college career, as we do end up winning by a pretty big margin, actually. 8 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 TFLs, got a sack, and I mean, we just did a little bit of everything in this game. But not only were we the player of the game, but we are actually named NCAA Player of the Week. So a lot of love here for Rudy as he's really making a name for himself on the national stage with that type of performance. But we only have one more game left in the regular season. If we win this game, we will finish 12-0, and that would be the second time in, I believe, the last 3 seasons that we would be able to accomplish that. So that would be a big momentum boost for our team if we were able to, do exactly that. And, that also keeps us in that college football playoff hunt, because being a team from the MAC conference, that margin of error for us, even with the expanded playoff, it's a lot shorter of a leash, right? So gotta win all of our games and just control what we control. And if the committee wants to give us enough respect to, put us in the expanded playoff yet again, that's awesome. But we just gotta do what we can control, and I can control lighting this guy up as Bryson Moss. Well, he had absolutely no idea what was coming to this guy, as he was trying to check it down. Quarterback fought. He had a lot of space in the open field, but we ate up that space pretty quickly. Because even though we might not be the most athletic guy on the field at all, we do have some pretty good instincts overall. The tape for us might be a little inconsistent, but our effort's always going to be there, right? So late in the second quarter, though, Anderson is going to carry us downfield a little bit. Actually shrugs us off. That might be one of their power backs that actually just got the carry there, but nothing crazy really happening in that second quarter of action. But we have a 20-3 lead, though. This actually might make it 27-3 as Lafayette gets a turnover, and that's our actual starting safety, able to take it right to the crib. And what can I say, man? That dude was absolutely gone like a girl in a country song. That's going to help us extend our lead on the gray field. One of the few teams in the country that does have a different colored field. It's a pretty cool looking field, I'll say. Not so cool that we missed that tackle, though. Gotta be a little bit better at that. We still have a bunch of tackles in this season, but gotta be a little bit better at that moving forward, especially if after this game we are going to be taking on tougher competition. But late in the third quarter, our offense scores yet another touchdown. So we're up by 30 points here in our final game of the regular season, as Eastern Michigan, they're really just playing for pride at this point, and it's so bad that we actually had our backups come in and play in this fourth quarter. So I move over to the strong safety position. I move from my nickel corner spots, as Eastern Michigan does finally get their first touchdown of the game. Really good dot by Tyron Manson, but I mean, probably a little too late. They're going to need a miracle if they want to win this game. But here we are, 2nd and 4 coming up as Smith drops back to pass. He's looking around, goes over to the right hand side. He's going to be intercepted by another one of our corners. Defense coming out and making some plays, baby. Let's go, man. And I have no idea what that quarterback was looking at, really at all, because that was just absolutely covered. But this was an absolute dime by the quarterback. We actually had to come in and make sure that Tyron Manson didn't score on that particular play, and they'll try to get the screen going. We make another big play, lining up Bryson Moss. They count as a TFL, baby. Imagine being the smallest guy on the field and getting by 2 offensive linemen, man. That's crazy to think about. And bad on the offensive lineman for not guarding me like that. But late in the game, they actually have me in on a goal line situation. I'm not usually in the goal line packages considering how small I am, but since it's late in the game, they did put me in, and I got to see in person Eastern Michigan score one more touchdown. Not that it mattered because we still end up getting an absolutely big win. A win that we expected to have. I mean, you see Eastern Michigan's record. They're not on the same level as we are, right? So that's great. We are going to finish the regular season undefeated, and I put together a pretty solid game. 5 tackles, 2 TFLs, got an assisted tackle in there as well, and almost led the team in tackles on this particular day. So a great performance by Rudy once again. But you know what, man? I am so freaking proud of this team. What we ended up doing, we got an undefeated regular season, and we're ranked in the top 5 as well. With the expanded college football playoff as well, all we really need to do, win our conference championship game, and we will be in the college football playoff. Rudy will get it to experience another college football playoff appearance, and he would be on the field if he were able to finish this game off. So next episode, what we'll end up having is we'll see Rudy in the conference championship game first. We'll take on Miami, a team that played us really close in the regular season. We only won by 8 points in the regular season. And depending on what happens, we'll either have the bowl game itself or the entirety of our time in the college football playoff as well. So really excited about this episode. I can't wait for it to happen. If you guys are excited for it, I would love to see you guys. Go ahead and smack that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. This is John J Gaming on the mic signing off, but hoping you guys are all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.